Hi guys, my name is Ahmed Nassrat and I joined StudentWorks Painting in 2006 for 5 years, a year as a franchisee, 2 years as a franchisee, and 3 years after that as a district manager, general manager. My life before StudentWorks was very different. I was a first year university student, had very little work or relevant work experience, and was very focused on simply getting through my academics and getting my degree. So StudentWorks has certainly spun that around and opening managerial, entrepreneurial roles and building skills that I never imagined I would build in any other relevant job as a university student or any other career as a university student. Um, my hesitation before applying to StudentWorks was primarily driven on whether I have the skills and ability to do this. I felt like, man, running a business, managing people, doing sales. I've never done any of this before. Can I do this? Hands down, that was my biggest reservation. The one thing that I had working for me was I knew one thing, that I'm willing to learn and I'm willing to put in a lot of hard work to be successful. And that was my driver to say, listen, if they're going to teach me, and I know I'm willing to work hard, put in all the hours needed, and I'm willing to learn and challenge myself to do something new, then potentially I can do this. And that was my driver that's helped me become successful, because prior to that moment, I've never done a sale before. I've never went door to door before. I've never marketed before. I've never done any of these things before. And to me, those were all foreign or brand new. So what did I learn working with StudentWorks? My God, there was so much, from starting the preseason, as simple as going door to door and interacting with strangers for the first time. That took me way out of my comfort zone, and managing and training marketers that would support me in doing that. To doing my first real sale, going to somebody's house and spending 2 hours with them to sell them on a job, which to me, being a university student at the time, thought was quite a big thing. Like, you're trusting me with your home, you're spending thousands and thousands of dollars for me to maintain one of your most valuable investments. And to me, learning how to manage that, learning how to present myself forward and sell. And finally, into the summer, managing a team of 8, 9 painters, a production manager that would support these job sites. These people skills that I would have never had before, and the customer service element of ensuring that every job is done well and all of our customers are happy with what we've delivered. All these areas to me were areas that I've never had any experience with before, and that I learned in this process and learned in the process of StudentWorks Painting. Who I am today, I think, is something to highlight, and it started with StudentWorks. After I left StudentWorks, I started 2 businesses. Well, I started one business in 2010, focused on scuba diving travel, and at the same time, I started a career in management with Sobeys, which is a national supermarket chain that operates coast to coast in Canada under Sobeys, Thrifty Foods, IGA, a variety of different, Safeway out west, a variety of different banners. And I joined them in their store manager program, and I worked with them as a store manager for 5 years, and then moved into finance and completed my CPA, my charter professional designation, and moved into a finance role with them. I later, as I was doing that, started a second business focused on travel as well, in East Africa, doing safaris and mountain climbing and various different activities in East Africa. I further then left Sobeys a year ago and joined Just Us Coffee Roasters Co-operative in the Valley here in Nova Scotia, which is a worker cooperative roasting and selling coffee all across Canada. And I took on a role as their financial controller. The relevance to that is that, I took on a challenge with StudentWorks Painting in a field that I knew very little about, running a business, doing sales, doing marketing, something that I thought would take me a long time to learn, and I learned in a very short period of time. Moved on to Sobeys as a store manager, 10 years ahead of everybody else. The average store manager with Sobeys was in their late 30s, early 40s, and I was 26, 27 at the time, running a $30 million business with over 200 employees. Going into finance, looking at professional development, finishing my CPA designation, and then going into a financial controller role, which is managing the full finance of Just Us Coffee Roasters and the senior management role or director role of this organization, and managing and making financial decisions at every element of this business. It all started with StudentWorks in 2006. It all started with building those skill sets that, if I would ever look back, it's probably one of the best decisions in my life that I've ever made. Can I name 3 places in my life where participating in StudentWorks has helped me benefit? Number 1, it's helped me benefit in my career. I would have never been where I am today in this role if it wasn't for the experience that I built with StudentWorks. What helped me get a role with Sobeys was a scholarship that I got when I was in university that I got because of my business experience in addition to my academics. What got me into Justice Coffee Roasters as a financial controller was not finance. I had the CPA designation, but so many other people did with over 10 years of experience in finance. I had 3. It was my managerial experience and entrepreneurship experience that I gained through StudentWorks, the people skills, the communication, the organization, the time management. The comment that was given to me from Just Us when they took me on board as their financial controller was that every other person that I interviewed had much stronger finance experience than I had, but none of them came close to my managerial experience. And they wanted somebody that can take the numbers and bring it to life and educate the organization about it and help make financial decisions that can grow this organization. And that was all from my experience with StudentWorks. Today, I do more than just a career and run 2 businesses. I'm married. I have a family that I manage. I give back to my community through running various events for the Muslim community in Halifax at the Muslim Community Center. And I also do a lot of fundraising for multiple sclerosis and give back to the community. I would have never been able to balance my life and do all these areas if it wasn't for the time management and organization skills that I built in my years as a franchisee and later as a district manager with StudentWorks Painting. What would I tell my best friend or little brother if they're thinking about joining StudentWorks today? Do it. If you're willing to work hard, if you're willing to put in the time, and you're willing to take on the best challenge of your life, do it. Everything else you will be taught. Everything else you will be shown the way. Processes, the tools are all there for you. The only thing that's missing is you to put in the hard work and you put in the hours to learn all these things and grow. So if there's one thing I would say for considering this program is you're up for one of the most challenging summers of your life. If you're not afraid to put in the hard work, do it, because it'll definitely reward you in so many ways, financially, career-wise, and will put you leaps and bounds ahead of other students in university that are just focused on their academics and a part-time job that just pays the bills.